President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will never develop Nigeria, even if he spends 20 or more years as Nigeria's president. He will never develop Nigeria. How do I know? 10 reasons. 10 reasons. Very important. And Nigerians must take note of what I'm saying. And if they see that I'm telling the truth, they should ensure through tooth and nail that it does not go beyond 2027 as Nigeria's president, not longer than 2027. 10 reasons indicating that President Tinubu, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, never meant to develop Nigeria. One of 10 reasons. The All Progressive Congress, the political party that brought him in, or for which he is fronting as the elected president of Nigeria, that political party has been in power since 2015. And one of the chieftains, the foremost chieftains of that party, has been Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They came in through deception, saying that they will turn Nigeria to a functioning progressive Congress country, and that is why they named their political party All Progressives Congress, APC. But what we have seen has not been progress but retrogression. Nigeria getting worse by the day since 2015 till date, a period of 10 years. Today being May 30, 2025, means that the All Progressives Congress is in its 11th year of ruling Nigeria, a period of more than 1 decade, without any area of progress. Not even security, peace, unity, and plenty. And there is no sign that it is ever going to happen. So the first reason to know that President Tinubu never meant to develop Nigeria is that he has been on it together with the All Progressives Congress and the immediate past president, Muhammadu Buhari, who reigned from 2015 to 2023. In the second instance, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has never seen anything wrong with the way Nigeria is run by his political party, headed by Muhammadu Buhari for 8 years and now headed by himself. He has never seen anything wrong with how Nigeria is run by his party. And that is very important. When you don't see something wrong, where something is wrong, then something is wrong with you, and you can never right the wrong. So that is the second reason. Somebody who has never seen anything wrong with the way Nigeria is run or has been run since 2015 till date, we never change anything. And now he has been in power for 2 years, for more than 2 years, since he has completed 2 years. He completed 2 years yesterday. So it's now more than 2 years in power. And nothing has changed for good. Nothing has changed for good. So that is number 2 reason. He sees nothing wrong with the system. So how can he change the system? Three, on the third point, is that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu specifically promised to continue what he terms the good works of President Muhammadu Buhari. So not only that he didn't see anything wrong with it, he said he will continue in that line, and he has continued in that line, and there is no indication that is going to change. So that is the third point. In the fourth place is that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu came to power on the note of deception, perpetuating the lie that there is fuel subsidy to be removed and escalated fuel price. So the lie is that how can you say you are subsidizing fuel in a nation that is living on fuel money? So that language does not belong to Nigeria or any country in the OPEC, Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC. No nation in OPEC should claim fuel subsidy, with particular reference to Nigeria living on petrol money. And that is the key source of finance for Nigeria. So perpetuating that, not only perpetuating the fraud now, but actually carrying it to the unprecedented levels of cost of fuel to Nigerians that should benefit from fuel. So that is the fourth reason. The fifth point, the fifth indication that Tinubu will never develop Nigeria is that having removed fuel subsidy, he went ahead to remove subsidy from electricity, from gas, from kerosene. So, and then devaluing the naira, only to be floating fraudulent palliative schemes, including the claim to be transferring funds to indigent families while turning workers to indigent households by paying them less than living wage. So that is the fifth point. Floating fraudulent palliative schemes through which money is being siphoned. What do you mean transferring funds to indigent households? Which households? Are the workers' households not indigent with the salary you are paying them that can hardly take them to the end of the month for the transport, for hyperinflation? And even claiming student loan, poor students should come for loan. But what percentage of Nigerian students is not poor? Then number 6, politicization of Islam and Christianity. Whereby you remove all these subsidies from basic necessities of life, but continue to subsidize pilgrimages for Christians and Muslims. Clear politicization of Christianity and Islam. We should never be the portion of Nigeria that is secular by constitutional stipulation. Then in the seventh place, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu prefers to collude with labor unions leaders to shortchange the Nigerian workers. Up to the, of course, he inherited collusion, conspiracy between the leadership of the Academic Staff Union of Nigerian Universities, by which since 2013, under the presidency of Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan, government and ASUU leadership colluded to be paying fraudulent and academic allowance to the unions leaders, academic and non-academic unions leaders of Nigeria's federal universities, to stall in lieu of increment of salaries. So that level of corruption from Jonathan through Muhammadu Buhari and now Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a destruction of Nigeria. Because when you pay, and that is why nothing is moving. Because workers are poorly paid, they cannot even patronize industrialists who produce and merchants who sell. Go to the market. They produce without market. Agricultural products get rotten, even though they are expensive. Patronage is low, even for artisans. You are a mechanic, many workers can no longer use their vehicles. Many have parked their vehicles. So when they don't use it, how will they patronize mechanic, spare parts sellers, and so on? Even bricklayers, welders, tailors, and others, washermen. Everybody, most families now prefer to do their own washing by themselves and things like that, because everybody is economizing, and so it's affecting. When you don't pay workers living wage, how will industrialists move? So colluding with workers unions leaders, including the Academic Staff Union of Nigerian University, which has become the arrowhead of corruption in the university system, because ASUU leadership will get earned academic allowance, so-called, and share it with the non-academic unions, by which the non-academic workers unions also no longer go on strike for increment of salaries, but for the earned academic allowance. So when I started questioning, how can you call it earned academic allowance and be sharing it with the non-academic unions? They said, well, okay, it's not earned academic allowance again. It is earned allowance. Earned allowance from what? From so where what? And you see, shamelessly, the unions are fighting over what percentage to share earned allowance that is supposed to be calculated for individual workers and paid directly to individual workers, now given to the unions leaders to share to their members. So that level of fraud inherited by Tinubu, being perpetrated by Tinubu. So how does he, where is the hope that he will ever change anything in Nigeria? That is number 7. Number 8, perpetrating war against the Boko Haram Muslim community. A nation that has been at war with itself since 2009 till 2025, and Tinubu, like Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan, and Muhammadu Buhari continue to boast that he will provide the means to fight the terrorists, to fight the armed bandits. They have not. If you mean to have peace, you will not continue war with Boko Haram. You will not continue war with Boko Haram. You will find peace with Boko Haram. That was what Olusegun Obasanjo did. Olusegun Obasanjo knew the problem that Boko Haram was protesting. You see it, haram, by which the rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. And that the founders of the community, of the Boko Haram community, says is un-Islamic, while the perpetrators Haram says it is Islamic, because that's the argument. Then on the 9th point, why President Tinubu will never develop Nigeria, even if he spent 20 years, is this: perpetuating herdsmen terrorism imposed on Nigeria by its immediate predecessor, Muhammadu Buhari. It has never, herdsmen terrorism has never been worse in Nigeria until the presidency of Muhammadu Buhari. Just as under Obasanjo, no war with the Boko Haram Muslim community. Umaru Musa Yar'Adua brought the war on the Boko Haram. And there is no other reason. They are protesting the prevalent haram. Haram in the university system, haram in politics, haram in church, haram in mosque. Deny it if you can. Deny it if you can. And that's why Nigerians must be very careful of how the imported religions. We have to tell truth to ourselves. These imported religions don't mean well for us. It is for clerical class to enjoy, and their supporters in politics. That is why they go to Rome for Pope funeral. They go to Rome for inauguration of a new Pope. Attend the Arabic Islamic conference as if Nigeria were Christian or Islamic. So this is the issue. And then on the 10th point, before I go to the 10th point, let me add that this Nnamdi Kanu's case, the independent people of Biafra, the Yoruba nation agitators, you need to pay attention to them. So a failure to do that is also clear indication that President Tinubu never meant that Nigeria should have peace, internal peace, for internal progress. It doesn't mean it. And that's why he has continued the case court against Nnamdi Kanu. There's no gain saying it. If you want peace, you will settle the independent people of Biafra, the agitation. You will address it. And Yoruba nation agitation, and definitely the lopsided structure of Nigeria. That's the 10th point. That which is related to the 9th point that to the 8th, 9th, to the 8th and 9th points that I mentioned. This issue of the lopsided structure of Nigeria for equity, for balance. But of course, why am I wasting saliva? President Tinubu does not represent justice because he comes from the southwest, which produced Bola Olusegun Obasanjo as president, and the South produced Goodluck Ebele Asikwe Jonathan. So President Tinubu did not see anything wrong with marginalizing the southeast zone, the third and only zone that is yet to produce Nigeria's president. So he didn't see that as injustice to impose himself and marginalize the Igbos. How can you be marginalizing people unjustly and be pretending that you want Nigeria to develop? So for these reasons that I've given, if you cannot fault me, take it that unless you are deceiving yourself, Tinubu never meant to develop Nigeria. He came to loot Nigeria. That's why he started with fuel subsidy is gone, and electricity subsidy is gone, gas subsidy is gone, kerosene subsidy is gone. What is left of Nigeria? And then paying workers poorly, and then claiming to be transferring funds to indigent households. Students who need money should come for loan. Oh my God. If they are fooling us, must we fool ourselves, Nigerians?